raised with regard to enforced disappearances and extrajudicial killings. Now I turn to issues for this morning. I will ask questions on issues 13, 14, and 19. Madam Chairperson, please allow me to speak longer today than yesterday because I have 3 issues today. I start with issue 13 on investigation of torture cases. In the written replies, the State Party explains that the Constitution and the Penal Code prohibit torture, and that torture has always been condemned by the State Party. However, we have received reports which indicate that torture is still widespread in the country, and it is alleged that serious acts of torture are used by security forces, military, and intelligence services as a systematic tool to obtain confessions. Could the distinguished delegation please explain what measures have been taken to effectively combat torture and ill treatment by law enforcement officials? In the list of issues, we requested information on the measures taken to put an end to the culture of impunity. In the written replies, the State Party replied, and I quote, "The allegations of prevalence of culture of impunity are misleading," end of quote. However, we have received reports that perpetrators of torture are granted practical immunity. Have there been any criminal proceedings opened against police officers suspected of committing torture? Could you please provide information on disciplinary sanctions and convictions imposed on the perpetrators of torture? I understand that under the Actions in Aid of Civil Power Regulation of 2011, as well as the Army Act of 2015, members of the military and paramilitary forces are granted retrospective immunity from prosecution for torture. What is the rationale for giving them immunity? According to information before us, there is not independent oversight of police conduct in the State Party. Could you please comment? In the written replies, the State Party explained that the Human Rights Cell in the Supreme Court and the National Commission on Human Rights can deal with human rights related complaints. How effective are these mechanisms in investigating torture cases? Are there other mechanisms in the State Party which can carry out independent investigation of torture cases? I would like to ask about one specific case, the torture and death of a political activist called Aftab Ahmed while he was in the custody of the Rangers in May 2016. Has any Pakistani authority carried out an independent investigation into this case?